Okay. Um, I kind of hesitated there because I had actually made a video this morning of an issue that I was having with this mill. I wanted to post a video today of the mill running, and I went to um, film it, and I couldn't get the feeds to work. They would work, but they would hesitate, and I actually couldn't figure it out. I had some other things that I needed to get done, and I made a video that I wanted to post up just showing that the problem, and I was going to post it up on YouTube and see if anybody knew what the issue was. So then now it's kind of later in the afternoon, and here I am with it. I got some oil in. I started reading the book. I kind of pulled off of what I should have been doing because it was annoying me, and I started looking at the book, and it mentioned something about an oil in one of the reservoirs that needed to be taken care of for the feeds. And I took a look at it, took a look at the sight glass, and I didn't see any oil in it. I added what oil that I had. Didn't fill the sight glass totally up, but I tried it, and damned if it didn't work. So I made a video. I might actually interject some of that video into this one, but here it goes. I'm at a it's showing 40 RPMs on the spindle speed. I'm not really sure if that's right. And I'm an inch a minute on the feed rate. So I'm going to take a real light cut just to see what's going on. First time that I've ever done it. You're going to be witnessing it as I witness it. I can't tell you how annoyed at myself I am. I was really kind of upset, made this video about how the thing didn't work. I'm having an issue with it. Would have to go through and try and fix it. Was looking for viewer input to see if they knew what the problem was, and here it is, as simple as filling an oil reservoir. So I've got to assume because of it that the feeds are somewhat hydraulic, even though it's not calling for a hydraulic fluid to be put into that reservoir that I fed it. It's a 50 weight lubricating oil. So I'm going to have to do some more research on it, but I got to tell you, it looks like it's working fine. Again, I'm not taking a big depth of cut, probably I don't know, maybe 5 thousandths, which should be nothing for this machine, but I just kind of wanted to make sure the feeds were going to work correctly on it. Kind of want to do a little follow-up video here. I got the machine running, and I was actually, I put one of the spindles on it, and I was going to, had this piece of 1 1/4 stock around, and what I was going to do is just run a pass on it. Now, when I picked up the machine, one of the reasons the guy tore the other machine apart was to get a pawl out of the drive mechanism, and he said it was for the knee, to get the crank handle to raise and lower the knee. He said that the pawl was kind of stripped off, and he looked online and found one, but he thought was an outrageous price for it. But so that's kind of why he tore that other machine, started tearing that other machine apart, or that's what he said. I had tried, when I got the machine running yesterday, I had tried running the table back and forth and the knee up and down, and I got it to work. And then this morning when I came in, I was going to make a blight pass on that just to make sure that the machine worked fine under load, cutting. And I seem to have an issue with the drive mechanisms. They'll work smoothly for a little while, and then they'll start this stuttering thing like there is a gear slipping or something. So let me show it to you. Now what I'm going to do is move the table in the x-axis, and that's what I'm talking about, that noise that you hear. And what it does is it makes a stutter. It'll actually stop and then run smooth and then stop. Now, it wasn't doing that I didn't notice it doing that yesterday, but again, I didn't really, I just kind of tried them and to see. Now, the worst is the knee. I can't seem to get the knee to go up at all, so which leads me to believe, since the knee is the heaviest, is there some kind of a clutch in there, or again, maybe it's that pawl meshing gears is stripped out a little bit or something. But anyways, I've got the machine working, and let me rephrase that. I've got the machine running, and I'm going to have to, I've got an O&M manual for it, and I'm going to have to go through it and kind of see if they've got a diagnostic thing in there and if they mention it. But anyways, the machine is running. I got the new breaker for it, and it doesn't seem to have any issues other than this clutch thing or whatever it is. Now let me show you, I'm not sure if I showed you this in a previous video, but here are some of the tooling that I have for it that came with it. And I think in one of the boxes over there were the parts for the other mill. There's more bushings, spindle bushings. So I'll bring you back and let you know what's going on. That's just a piece of 1¼ inch bar stock that I had later on. Actually, I had made, they're called wedge removal tools, and they're for an international tractor to remove the wedges out of the rear axle, which hold the tire onto it. And that was just a leftover piece. I had actually cut it on the K&T with a splitting saw. But anyways, that's it. Man, I can't believe it was just something that simple. Anyways, so that's it. Again, I'm probably going to insert part of the video that I had made on what I thought was an issue with this thing. But that's it. The milling machine is working.